Welcome to Trade Rep. This is Short Hammer. It is the 15th of October, 2019, and we are looking at CI on the 4-hour chart. Now, if you look at the CI chart, this is a dip here into the 140s. Now, if we go back, the last time we dipped into the 140s, buyer stepped in, pushed us up. We back tested this 150.73 area. And then we took a nice little step up into the 164s through the 158, 159 supply demand zone up into these 164s. So what happened the last time we bounced from the 140s? Let's go back. So the time before this, that we went to the 140s, buyers stepped in, pushed us back up, tested the 158 by 159 supply demand zone, pulled back, but they still drove us into the 160s. The time before that, we fell into the 140s. Buyers stepped in, pushed us back through the 158 by 159 up into the 164. So what am I expecting to happen with Cigna here? I'm expecting buyers to repeat the same pattern, and this is a high probability pattern repeat that we may have here. We may have a setup here where this is going to go to the 158 by 159 supply demand zone. Will we make take it to the next step to the 160s? I'm not sure. Each time is a little bit different. But so far, this looks a lot like these previous two patterns where we bounced, then we legged into the next supply demand zone and into the zone above that one. So I'm going to keep an eye on CI. Actually, maybe looking to put a trade on this tomorrow. I did take a trade on this today, but I'll probably put a trade on this tomorrow in expectation of us making a move into the 158 by 159 area, that supply demand zone. I have to see how it shapes up and how it looks on the intraday and how it's reacting to the overall market sentiment. So I'll be taking a look at CI, but this is something I'm watching closely for the movement to the next supply demand zone and the hold of this supply demand zone. Let's check the lower time frame. Let's see, where are we? There is our 5-minute. Now, let's see. If we take a peek at the 5-minute, we opened and we pulled down. Buyers stepped in and bought us back up from the lower portion of the supply demand zone. We tested the top of the supply demand zone, pulled back into the middle, tested the bottom again, and now we're buying up again. So tomorrow's main intraday pivot is 150-172, and I'm going to be watching for us to regain that and then try to leg through these 152s. That's what I'll be watching on CI. If the overall market is bullish and CI is not receiving any news of its own, I will expect CI to potentially run. And we'll see how that shapes up, if it's more selling than buying or if it's more buying than selling. But my expectation from what we saw on the 4-hour chart is a potential pattern repeat where we may go from the 140s all the way up into the 150s, like 158, 159-ish, and then potentially squeeze up to the 160s. Wouldn't be straight line, but there's a possibility we might see a quick rally on CI. So watching CI, and we'll be looking for a potential long setup tomorrow. We'll see how that shapes up.